Okay, that I will discuss later. So we will continue our discussion on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And from today, we will be discussing the questions of the sages. Yesterday, we discussed that what is the qualification and the qualities of a Bhagavata speaker. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Hare Krishna. So in the last three verses, which was 6th, 7th and 8th, we discussed on the qualities, the qualifications of anyone who aspires to share Krishna Katha, who wants to speak. What is Krishna Katha? Krishna Katha is basically in two forms. Prabhupada writes many times. It is Bhagavad-gītā, which is Vani of Krishna, and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the details and the descriptions of Krishna's pastime. So a quick recap. How many of you studied the three verses and the purports? First, please raise your hands. Now you have to change. If you want to study Bhagavatam, you have to follow the process. If you don't follow the process, then you don't get the result. Very simple. You cannot make your own process. That is not the bona fide process. It will never work. It will never work. You will not know an iota of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. If you remain attached to your own stubborn conception, then you don't gain anything. You know, Bhagavatam, when Bhagavatam was spoken, in that assembly where Sūta Gosvāmī was reciting and Parikshit Maharaj was hearing, every word Parikshit Maharaj spoke, Sūta Gosvāmī spoke, entered into the heart of Parikshit Maharaj. But there, the mother of Parikshit Maharaj, Uttara Devi, was also present. But nothing entered her heart. Nothing actually entered her heart. The same we see in the case of Dhritarashtra also. He was also hearing one-on-one, but nothing entered his heart. Why? Because they did not adapt the process. So if you are not, so many times I am repeating, what are you busy in? Business is what? In Kartik, when every day I am finding time to study Bhagavatam with you, why are you not able to devote time? That means we are not serious. Okay. What are the qualifications required? What were the Sanskrit terms that we discussed from the 3 verses yesterday? At least name some of them. A little bit of what is your understanding. If you will not understand these terms, if you will not aspire to have these qualities, then never ever will be able to do any service in terms of reciting Krishna Katha or sharing it with others or inspiring others or preaching to others. It will never happen. And if you do not do service, then how can you have any position in spiritual life? Pranav, what are the qualities of Sūta Gosvāmī which were mentioned in these verses? At least name few or one of it.
He's free from all vice.
Yeah.
And,
What was the Sanskrit term? Very good. That was one of the first quality. What is the Sanskrit? No, don't look at the book. You don't have to look at the book. Now, you should have looked at the book before the class. No, this is not, we are not just passing time. I'm not interested in time pass. I don't care whether one is hearing or two is hearing, but I want serious attention. Otherwise, I don't want to waste my time. You have already studied. I have been pushing you for so long, for almost 1 year. What is the Sanskrit term of free from all vice? Otherwise, it has no meaning. See, what is our commitment? Where is our dedication? If we do not do what is being told, then are we serious and sincere? Devashish, what is the term? You are also very stubborn. You don't do what I tell you. You don't read. You're so busy that you don't find 15-20 minutes to read. भागवतम है आपके पास? ना अनम्यूट करिए, बोलिए, आप ही से पूछ रहा हूँ. आधी बार तो वीडियो ऑफ कर देते हैं. कल आपने वीडियो ऑफ कर रखा था. मैं वीडियो ऑफ करके क्लास दूं तो आपको कैसा लगेगा? बोलिए, भागवतम है आपके पास या नहीं है?
प्रभु जी अभी तो नहीं है.
हाँ, प्रयास किया आपने? आपने मुझसे मांगा? एक क्या 100 भागवतम मिल जाएंगे, इतने स्पॉन्सर्ड भागवतम है, लेकिन जरूरत ही नहीं है. मोबाइल फोन है या नहीं है?
यस.
मोबाइल फोन में आप वेदाव्यास नहीं खोल सकते?
यस.
बोलिए, फ्री फ्रॉम ऑल वाइस का क्या संस्कृत टर्म है? बड़ा सिंपल है.
अनघा.
अनघा. वेरी गुड. ओके, दूसरी क्वालिटी बताइए. कल हमने डिस्कस किया था ना, बहुत सारा क्वालिटी डिस्कस किया. कोई एक क्वालिटी बताइए.
फोर रेगुलेटरी प्रिंसिपल को फॉलो करते हैं.
कौन सी क्वालिटी है भाइयों? ठीक है, आप गलत नहीं बोल रहे हो, लेकिन आपको संस्कृत टर्म भी देना है. हम डीप स्टडी कर रहे हैं, सिंसियर स्टडी कर रहे हैं, ऊपर ऊपर से नहीं निकल रहे हैं. जैसे सो कॉल्ड भागवतम क्लास में करते हैं, आधे से में तो सो ही रहे होते हैं. बोलिए, बताइए. मैं इसलिए आपसे बार बार पूछ रहा हूं ताकि आप एटलीस्ट विवश होके पढ़े, वरना पढ़ेंगे ही नहीं. दो ही चीज होती है, या तो छोड़ के भाग जाएंगे या सुधर जाएंगे. छोड़ के भागने वाले तो मैक्सिमम है, भगोड़े तो सारे ही हैं. भागते रहो, भाग के जाएंगे कहाँ? जल्दी बोलिए प्रभु, टाइम है, मेरे को आज क्वेश्चंस लेने हैं. अभी आएगी, हमारी क्वालिटी भी बताएंगे. अभी तो स्पीकर की क्वालिटी बताई है, अभी हीरर की क्वालिटी भी बताएंगे. सेजेस जो असेंबल्ड है वो बताएंगे कि किन के लिए बोली जा रही है भागवतम और उनकी क्या स्थिति है, तो हमारी क्या स्थिति है. जरा प्रदीप, यू टेल मी द क्वालिटी. यू आर ऑल्सो नॉट स्टडिंग. You tell me the Sanskrit term and the quality which was mentioned of Srila Sūta Gosvāmī. Please unmute and speak. Don't waste time. If you come to the class without prepared, then I will not accept it. In any case, you don't write. Only there is one person who is writing, that is Manoram Prabhu. Dayashil Prabhu, you speak. Okay, Pradeep, you have something or you have nothing?
No, Prabhuji. Anya other sages are present.
Sorry? Okay. मेरे पास दूध आ गया प्रभु. अच्छा प्रभु, मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ, दूध मेरे पास आ गया है. आप वो उनकी क्लास रूम में थे, मेरे को क्लास ले रहा हूँ, डिस्टर्ब मत करो. मुझे नहीं पता कर लो. Yeah, what did you say? Sorry, one devotee came.
Anya other sages.
You have to tell me the full reference and context. At least, what was the quality which was mentioned? A little bit of just a little bit of guess and a little bit of slight hazy recollection is not sufficient. These sages heard for 1,000 years, and Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami spoke for 7 days and 7 nights without even drinking a drop of water. That is the standard of Bhagavatam. And where are we standing? And then we want to have the knowledge of Bhagavatam or the benefit of Bhagavatam. Anyone who knows what Pradeep Prabhu is speaking? Which quality is that? Did you not read the shloka? Did we not read the shloka? Did we not repeat the shloka and the translation? Bole Manoram Prabhu, you please speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
There are many qualities, but one or two it was important.
Yeah, whichever
I
inspired
can-
you or whichever you remember. Yeah.
One was he is very much simple-hearted and he is pure. So that was Samya, one word was there.
Saumya, yes, gentle. He's very gentle. Simple-hearted is Saumya. Prabhupada writes Saumya to be well-versed.
Meaning of worst, the least pleasant or suitable, the least well.
Gentle, pure and simple. Yeah, very good. He's Saumya. Okay, Dayashil Prabhu. Please don't repeat what has been spoken.
Prabhuji, he has pleased his spiritual master
Very good.
because of his submissive nature.
Yeah, very good. So you remember the Sanskrit term? Very beautiful term. Very, very sweet term. Galitam phalam. We didn't taste that nectar. What is the term? Prabhupada writes in this, therefore the Guru has endowed you favors. Don't see now, Prabhu. That is not fair. We have to put, some pain, some effort in our memory to bring it out. That is the attention of hearing. That is attentive hearing. That it penetrates and reaches. Anyone else who remembers? Okay, Sonika, what is the Sanskrit term?
No, Prabhuji, I don't remember the Sanskrit name. I wanted to tell
Anyone
the
who remembers this is very important qualification. That he is very submissive to his spiritual master, and the spiritual master has given him all favors. Prabhupada, the spiritual master has given him all favors. And because you are submissive, your spiritual master have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us that you have scientifically learned from them. No one remembers the term? The Sanskrit term? Very sweet term.
Prabhuji, snigdhasya.
Yeah, snigdhasya. Snigdhasya means affection which is very condensed or very intimate. Snigdha. And snigdha also means very tasty. That relationship is very relishable. What to say? Our attention does not go there. Yes, Sonika, what are the other qualities?
Prabhuji, you explained yesterday that he was very expert in history and scripture.
Very good. So what is the term?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I don't remember.
Anyone remembers the term? That was in the 7th verse. Very simple term. Yes, Ganesh Prabhu?
Prabhuji, paravirdavido, that.
Yes. Paravar ved vidu vida and also ved vidam shreshto. Both. Ved vidam shreshta. Amongst those who are having knowledge of the scriptures, he is the shreshta. He is the best. And also he is having knowledge of paravar vidha. Vidu. Very good. Okay. Anyone else who remember any other quality? Yes, Devadatta. Bataiye.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yesterday you discussed that he is not having any sort of vices.
That is
mentioned
already
as
discussed.
another.
That is discussed. You joined late.
Okay.
That anakha quality is already discussed. That was mentioned. Okay. You remember any other quality?
No, Prabhuji, that was the one I remember.
One more quality is adhitani akhyatani. When who is well versed in the scriptures, he has realized it and he can make the common man understand. It is adhitani, one who has understood, and akhyatani, one who can explain. Then only he is competent to speak. So the sages have very much appreciated and complimented Sūta Gosvāmī, and they are feeling very fortunate. They are feeling very blessed that they have someone very qualified who can guide them for fulfilling their purpose. So now today they will speak their purpose. And we learn how to interact with spiritual personalities. He directly did not ask, like, if you meet a materialist, as soon as he catches you, he has some work, he will immediately jump to his purpose. अच्छा बताओ मुझे पैसे कब दे रहे हो, नॉट लाइक दैट, हाँ, या मेरा काम कब कर रहे हो. First, they appreciated, they complimented Sūta Gosvāmī, and they, in their heart, they are feeling very fortunate, very blessed that they have someone who is very qualified, very competent, who can help them achieve their purpose. So from the 9th verse today, the questions will begin. Pradeep Prabhu, this is your fault. You said from 8th verse. Yesterday I took 6th, 7th and 8th. Isn't it? So it has to be from 9th. Is it not?
Yes, Prabhu.
Please be attentive. So this is the 9th verse. So the sages continue to speak. Now they are saying, tatra tatrāñjasāyuṣman bhavatā viniścitam puṁsām ekāntataḥ śreyas śrīmad-Bhāgavatam arhasi. So because they have already complimented Sūta Gosvāmī that he is very learned, he is the Ved Vidu Shreshtaha, Ved Vidam Shreshtaha, and he is Paravara Vidu Vada, that he has already studied all the scriptures, all the Vedic literatures. So what they are asking, they are saying that please therefore being blessed with many years for what? For his deep knowledge and his learning in the Vedic scriptures, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. This is the first question. Please be very attentive. The entire Bhagavatam is on 6 questions. So this is the first question of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So this will continue. So please be clear on the question, what the sages are asking. You remember, the sages had assembled. What was the purpose? For the welfare of people, not for their own welfare, and also for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. So how to do that? So they are inquiring that please explain to us in an easily understandable way. This is adhitani and āchyatani, because they are convinced that Srila Sūta Gosvāmī is very expert in explaining it, but they are asking in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Puṁsām ekāntataḥ śreyas. Puṁsām means for the mass of men, and ekāntataḥ means completely or absolutely, and śreyas means the benefit or good, the ultimate good. So see, this is the question to be asked. If you see, this is how Bhagavad-gītā begins also. Yat śreyas syat viniścitam brūhi tanme shishyasteham shādi mam tvam prapanna. So this is what the inquiry should be. This is where Bhagavad-gītā begins. And this is how Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam also begins. That what is the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Okay, understood the question? So we will see the purport. In the Bhagavad-gītā, worship of the ācārya is recommended. The ācāryas and gosvāmīs are always absorbed in thought of the well-being of the general public, especially their spiritual well-being. Spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. This is a very, very phenomenal statement. This is a scientific statement which materialists never accept and never apply. But what is the difference between a materialist and a devotee? A devotee accepts and applies. As a materialist, he denies and he deliberately rejects. Prabhupada is saying spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. But the problem with the ignorant man, I will not say modern man, there is nothing modern. He is most primitive in terms of understanding and in terms of intelligence. He is most primitive. So where is the modernity? He always fails to understand this spiritual conception, that spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. So, normally people are very much after material well-being, material comforts, economic gains. The ācāryas therefore give direction in spiritual well-being for people in general. Foreseeing the incompetencies of the people in this age of Kali. See, when they were able to see 5,000 years before, or the iron age of quarrel, the sages requested the Sūta Gosvāmī, that Sūta Gosvāmī give a summary of all revealed scriptures. Because the people of this age are condemned in every respect. So the sages did not say that you please present these scriptures to us and we will decide what is to be accepted and what is to be applied. No. They are well convinced that they will not be able to know that what is the ultimate good or ultimate benefit. So they are requesting Sūta Gosvāmī that based on your learning, based on your knowledge, based on your experience, and based on your empowerment, what you have assimilated or what you are convinced is the ultimate śreyas, the absolute and the ultimate good of people in general, you please recite, or you please decide and let us know. So they are not getting lost. They're very focused. This is focus. That you tell me, you please tell me, like Arjuna was asking again and again, that you please tell me. Again in the 3rd chapter he inquired, again in the 5th chapter he inquired. So he is not allowing his mental speculation to become active. And this is the sign of someone who is sincere to make progress. That you please tell me what is the best for me. So same here. This is the difference between a materialist and a spiritualist. The materialist thing, his plan, his ideas, his aspirations are all in all. And if spiritual life supports that, he will accept. Otherwise, he is not inclined to do that. So here we see the quality of these sages, how sharp and intelligent they are. The sages therefore inquired of the absolute good, which was the ultimate good for the people. The condemned state of affairs of the people of this age is described as follows. So see how intelligent are the sages. They knew what is the spiritual position of Sūta Gosvāmī, and they also know what is the fallen position of the people of Kali Yuga. It is described in the next very, very popular verse. Another verse, it is must. It is compulsory to memorize this verse. Because if we memorize this verse, so in situations where it is, adverse, or it is tempting, or it is difficult, this verse will really help us. So what the sages say of the people in Kali Yuga, very famous verse, Prayena alpayusabhya kalau asmin yuge jana manda swamanda mateyo mandabhagya hi upadruta. So the sages are saying that the target audience for whom we are having this assembly is to uplift them. Uplift from where? From their fallen position. And what is their fallen position? That they are describing here. They are saying prayena. Prayena means almost. Almost means 99%. In some of the purport Prabhupada write 99.99%. And even one purport Prabhupada says 100%. So the first and the foremost disqualification of the people of the age of Kali is prayena alpa ayu sabhya. That the ayu is short-lived, is short. They were discussing, we discussed with you? No, not with you. I was discussing that in Bhagavatam class in Rohini that time. That every living entity, he gets a span of 100 years. But that duration of years depend on the species. Like Brahma's 100 years, is each one day for us is millions and millions of years. And for the heavenly planet, their one day is equal to our 6 months. So depending upon what is the species of life, according to him, the duration of the year is dependent. But most of the living entities, all of the living entities, they get the lifespan in the Kali Yuga of 100 years. And in other ages, as you know, it was much more. So it is the shortest span of life. So that is why the first disqualification is alpayuhu. Alpa. Alpa means less. Prayena alpayu sabhya. Easy to remember. Prayena alpayu sabhya. Where and when? Kalo asmin yuge jana. In this age of Kali. When we say Kali, Kali also means quarrel. So most of the people, first they are short-lived, and second, they are very quarrelsome. And why is it so? Because they are mandaha. Manda, you understand? We say, those who are not intelligent, is manda buddhi. So another meaning of manda is who is not active. They are lazy. So they are both, they are less intelligent also, and they are lazy also. And sumanda matayaha. Manda we understand who is less. And another adjective is added to it, which is saying sumanda. Sumanda means that it is even more less. What is less? Mateo. Manda, sumanda, mateo. What is mateo? Prabhupada is saying his intelligence or his aspiration or his plans or he is misguided. And on top of that, he has manda bhagya. He is unlucky. And upadrutaha. He is always in anxiety, he is always in bewilderment, he is always disturbed. So remember the verse. Prayena alpayu sabhya. Do we agree or we do not agree? Anyone who disagrees? In this age of Kali, everyone is having alpayu. How many are having dirghayu? No one. No one is having dirghayu. And they are quarrelsome. Kalau asmin yuge jana. In this age of Kali, there is always dissension and quarrel. There is very less opportunity for agreement. But disagreement is rampant. Disagreement, quarrel, conflict, or even killing is very rampant. Why? Because this is the feature of this age of Kali. And they are all manda, lazy, sumanda, misguided. How? By mati, by intelligence. And manda bhagya. They are unlucky. And upadrita, overall, they are always disturbed. So this is the graphical picture of a Kali Yuga Jiva. If somebody wants to know, who are you? So we should recite this verse. This is me. Alpayu sabhya, manda sumanda matyo, manda bhagya hi upadrita. But anyone agrees to introduce himself that I am manda sumanda matyo? No. He is thinking I am the most intelligent. I am the smartest. I am the smart number one. The fool number one. So Bhagavatam, so see how much compassion is there in the heart of these sages. So they want what is the highest and the absolute good to given to those who are completely degraded and misguided. So they are requesting that you please explain to us from all that you have assimilated from your spiritual masters, from the scriptures, from the sages, from all other philosophies. What is the essence? What is the one thing which is most beneficial and the ultimate good for all class of men? So this Prabhupada gives a very, very revolutionary purport. One of the most strong eye-opening purport. So Prabhupada says the devotees of the Lord are always anxious for the spiritual improvement of the general public. When the sages of Naimisharanya analyze the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresee that man would live short. In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened. And Prabhupada gives the reason why it is shortened. It is very shocking, but it is true. It is shortened not because of insufficient food. This is the reason Prabhupada is citing, that it is not shortened because of insufficient food, because of irregular habits. That is why first thing and the foremost thing is to cultivate the proper habits, very strictly observing 4 regulative principles, monitoring your sadhana. What is sadhana? Sadhana is monitoring our habits, changing our habits. So with the habits, what will change? Our lifestyle will change. Our thinking will change. Our desires will change. Our subtle body will change. Thinking, feeling, and willing all will change. And as the subtle body changes, what is the benefit? As the subtle body converts from material to become to spiritual, the soul cannot remain in this material world. He is freed from the entanglement of the subtle body. Or the subtle body becomes spiritualized. So very important. So they analyzed it, and Prabhupada is saying it is not because of insufficient food. The influence of Kali Yuga is because of irregular habits. But what to do? That is our biggest asset. Manda Sumanda people, they think that this is their greatest resource or reservoir. They don't want to give it up. They will neither sleep early, neither they will wake up early. This is the most important thing. So to come out of the deficiency that we have been framed in, or we have been cased in. The casing is there from the Kali Yuga. We have been put into that casing. So how to break that casing is by good and divine habits. Then the duration will also increase. Or this human life, the age span that we have, we can utilize. Then Prabhupada says, by keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. This is the key. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. So Prabhupada is addressing the first problem, which is alpayu. So what one has to do? He has to have alpa ahar. Then his ayu will increase. Then Prabhupada gives 4 reasons. Very, very, forceful reasons of the influence of Kali. And the first reason he says is overeating. So man in this world, in today's ignorant world, is not diseased because of lack of food. He is diseased because of surplus of food which is intaking, which his body cannot digest. It is overeating. Second is over sense gratification. I don't have to explain overeating. Overeating means taking more than what is required to keep the body and soul together. How many of you did some changes in your eating for Kartik? So that you can observe Kartik better. You see, this is very revolutionary. Prabhupada is saying this is because of irregular habit. And what is the first irregular habit? Is eating. Overeating. For animals, for the lower species of life, there is no restriction on eating. They can eat whatever and whenever. But in human form of life, if we do that, then we are qualifying. We are pushing ourselves to go into the lower species of life. So the first and the foremost principle is that we should not accept anything which is not prasad. And that prasad also should be regulated. Not that whatever comes, whenever comes, we start, consuming. No. I have seen some senior devotees who are sincere, serious. They don't eat at all. They eat very less. I know one Prabhupada disciple, His Holiness Kavi Chandra Maharaj. He hardly eats. But we cannot do that. There is no need for that. But there has to be some regulation. The first and the foremost influence of the Kali is through the process of eating. So what is the principle given in Bhagavad-gītā? Yuktahara. Yukta. Not more than 3 times in a day. Maximum 3 meals. And that also, only 1 meal should be full meal and the other 2 should be meals. See, I am just sharing with you what the sages are speaking, and the foremost of sages, Srila Prabhupada, is explaining in an easy and understandable way. Now, what is the ultimate benefit and good for all? The first thing is regulate your eating. Second aspect is indulgence in over sense gratification. This is the second aspect. Over sense gratification. What is over sense gratification? Anything which is more than required. So that will differ from person to person. Yesterday we were having that brahmachari discourse. And I asked Maharaj that what is the practical aspect of having yukta prayojana? So he showed that verse which I shared with you yesterday. We cannot come to that standard. But we have to cut. To the extent we require and we are dependent on the material resources, to that extent the material nature will keep us entangled. It will not release us. What it will release us? We are embracing it. When we are embracing the material nature by using the material resources, how can we be free from the bewilderment and entanglement? So voluntarily we have to, under superior guidance, very carefully see what are those things which are waste and unnecessary in my life. Eliminate it. Eliminate it. Most important is those items which are there, those things which are there in our life for sense gratification. Sense gratification means very simple understanding that is not utilized in Krishna's service. As simple as that. Anything which is not being utilized in Krishna's service, which is a part of our life, is what? Is sense gratification. So this is the second aspect. First is overeating. Second, Srila Prabhupada is saying over sense gratification. Third is over dependence on another's mercy. What is over dependence on others' mercy? Can someone volunteer? What is the understanding? Let us have some discussion. Please put your thoughts to words. Yes, Dayashil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, whatever we earn in our own way, that should be the sufficient, not depending upon borrowing, lending. I mean, whatever we have earned.
Okay, but it is very restricted understanding. Yes, Madan Swarup Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu, his throat is bad. One doesn't make own efforts to, get something, but depends on others' efforts.
See, that is what the, sentence seems to convey, but it is more deeper. So that is why I have asked everyone to please participate. Prabhupada is saying over dependence on others' mercy. So churn your thought. What it means.
Is
Please,
it on
please.
spiritual platform?
Sorry?
Is it on a spiritual platform or material platform?
No, dependence on others' mercy is material platform only. How it can become spiritual platform, if you may add, it can become spiritual. It is not on spiritual, that is why the influence of Kali Yuga is there. I don't want to give the answer right now. I'm expecting from you. Yes, Ravindra Prabhu, you are sharing something. Huh? Please, let us share with us also. Boliye.
प्रभु जी, जैसे कि कोई भी जरूरत चीजें हैं हमारे लाइफ के लिए या भगवान की सेवा के लिए, वो खुद जब कर सकते हैं तो दूसरे के ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं होना है, वो कर देंगे तो हम उसका फायदा
ये बहुत ही लिमिटेड व्यू पॉइंट है. वही आप बोल रहे हैं जो अभी मदन स्वरूप प्रभु ने कहा या कुछ हद तक दयाशील प्रभु ने कहा. आप इसको थोड़ा और स्पिरिचुअल व्यू से समझिए. व्हाट इट मीन्स ओवर डिपेंडेंस ऑन अदर्स मर्सी. Yes, Dayashil Prabhu.
Prabhuji, try to be independent in our earning. I mean, whatever we earn.
You are stuck with that idea, yaar, earning. Your record is stuck there. Yes, Ganesh Prabhu.
Prabhuji, we are not dependent on Krishna, only dependent on
We are
others.
not depending on Krishna and Krishna's representative, the spiritual master. Putra dar graha adishu atma sainyashu asatsu api. What we are thinking? Putra, wife. Putra is son. Dar is wife. Graha Adishu, and others. Of course, that also means that what you are saying. But that is the most important thing. They are not dependent. Truly, they are living an independent life. An independent life in which they are thinking their kinsman can save them, or their kinsman can provide what they lack. This is what the problem Arjuna was having. So they are not dependent on Krishna's mercy. Rather, they are independent from Krishna's mercy. And they are depending on all others who cannot show any mercy. Does it make sense? समझ में आया? And fourth is again irregular habits. Prabhupada says in different way. Yeah. An artificial standard of living. So the four things: overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on others' mercy, and artificial standard of living. You all know what is artificial standard of living? Standard of living may vary from person to person. Not the same for everyone. But what is artificial standard of living? What is not required? He is hankering after that or having it in his possession. So that is artificial standard of living. And what it does, Prabhupada gives the diagnosis. Like an expert physician, Prabhupada is diagnosing. Sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. It's a long purport. It's an important purport. So the time is up. We will discuss tomorrow. We have one more day. And what is the day for? For you to memorize the verse. And so far, try to pick up the points what we have discussed from Srila Prabhupada's purport. Okay. If there is any question or any discussion, you may please ask. So the first question of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam has already been revealed. How much is registered in our heart is up to us. And why this question has been put, the reason or the basis of it has also been revealed. So when we are in, very puffed up position or pride, so we should not forget what is our situation. Manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagya hi upadruta. And of course, alpayu sabhya. And kalau asmin yuge jana. Okay, Dayashil Prabhu, what is your question?
Prabhuji, artificial standard of life.
Very simple. Artificial standard of life. How many houses you need to live?
Prabhuji, one.
And if you have more than one, what is it?
Not required, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Not required.
It is not required. How many watches you need to wear?
One, Prabhuji, one.
If you have more than one, what it means?
It is also not required.
Very simple. You know it. It is not that we don't know it. But the problem with us is we don't want to accept it. Our mind says reject it. Why? Why? Because this artificial standard of life, overeating, over-dependence on others' mercy. And what is the fourth one? Over sense gratification. It saps the vital energy of human life. This is what Prabhupada is saying. It saps the vital energy of the human life, and thus the duration of life is shortened. These are the resources, so-called resources, which will keep the living entity, the human form of life, always disturbed. Upadruta. So if you have all those ammunition which will keep the fire burning, then how can you be peaceful? And if you are not peaceful, how can you have long duration of life? Have you heard or not? There is one dot difference between chinta and chitta. Have you heard? So before you enter the funeral, the fire is already there. It is burned. The heart is always burning. Very dangerous. We should not be in that rat race. What is required, bare minimum, should be satisfied and happy. And what is the time or the energy which is left should be put for self-realization, for God realization, and performing devotional service. Yes, Manoram Prabhu?
Prabhuji, this verse is specifically spoken by Sūta Gosvāmī or
no,
the sages only they are continuing?
Sūta Gosvāmī has not started to speak.
Yes.
See what has happened. From the 4th verse it is said that ekada, that all these sages were assembled in the place which is Naimisharanya. Now what was the purpose was mentioned. And when they all assembled, at that time Sūta Gosvāmī walks in. And they are all able to recognize what is the quality of the Sūta Gosvāmī. How he is a competent person. They receive it as the blessing coming from the Supreme Lord. And they coronate him to speak. Now, what is the purpose that they have assembled is for the ultimate good and benefit of the world. So they have put the question to the Sūta Gosvāmī. Sūta Gosvāmī has not begun to speak so far. So this is the setting of the scene was there. No? Previously, the verses from 4 to 8 was setting of the scene. What was the scene being said? All the sages were assembled and they had this purpose of welfare of the common man and for the satisfaction of the Supreme. And in that assembly, Sūta Gosvāmī appears. I'll tell you one thing today. When we completed our parikrama, we had our prasadam. We did not eat. So very good part. But I cannot put that on your side. Till the time we completed the parikrama, we did not take any food. So we were easily walking and, dancing and frolicking and, enjoying the assembly of each other. And after completing the parikrama, we had to go in the same direction again. So it was very painful. Everybody was complaining. So we had prasad. And when we came out after having prasad, we had the good fortune of meeting His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj single. Maharaj was doing parikrama all alone. And as we just came out after, having prasad, so we got the audience of Maharaj, in his very influential aura, he appeared. And Maharaj was doing parikrama, and so we all bowed down. And I just, requested Maharaj that Maharaj, by having your audience, our parikrama is complete. And Maharaj gave his blessings. And he just walked by. We were all very happy that yes, that this is Mahat Sang or Mahat Darshan. So because they were sincere and serious for the purpose they were assembled, Krishna sent his representative. Sūta Gosvāmī appeared. And with Sūta Gosvāmī, now they are putting forth the questions. So see, first they have done paripatena. They have accepted Sūta Gosvāmī as their spiritual master. If you will see the age of Sūta Gosvāmī or the seniority of Sūta Gosvāmī as compared to Shaunak Rishi, he is nowhere. Shaunak Rishi has been existing for many yugas. When Sūta Gosvāmī was speaking, when Sūta Gosvāmī is speaking, in that assembly, along with Parikshit Maharaj and the other sages, even Vyasadeva is seated. What to say of Vyasadeva? Even Narad Muni is seated. And they are also hearing from Sūta Gosvāmī. They are the one who have given Bhagavatam. They have recognized that this is the powerful person who has been empowered by Krishna to speak. So they are putting forth their question. This is the basis of Bhagavatam, the 6 questions. Like Arjuna was also asking, Yat śreyas viniścitam. And then the entire Bhagavad-gītā is what? For the ultimate good, for the ultimate welfare of the human race. Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. Very powerful. Jigyasa has to be Uttamam. Shreya Uttamam. This is what they are asking. This is the words. The Sanskrit word is puṁsām ekāntataḥ śreyas. So this is the question being raised by the sages. And we will see in the 3rd chapter how Srila Sūta Gosvāmī will begin to speak. Okay, I'll stop here. It is getting late. I have some other engagements also. But please, as you showed inclination, interest, and absorption in first 3 verses, please maintain that spirit. Kindly maintain that spirit. Then we will see this Bhagavatam will reveal so much. And please don't, from your memory, those 3 verses should not get erased. Suddenly, I will ask you one day to recite all the 3 verses. That I will not foretell you. So please, every day keep revising. And at times keep writing so that you don't forget. And that 3rd has become 4th now. Prayena alpayu sabya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadrita. With you, I also get the opportunity to revise and recollect and also add new verses in my memory list. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Upasthit sabhi bhakta-vrinda ki jai. Please remember the 4 things. Overeating, over-sense gratification, over-dependence on others' mercy, and artificial standard of living. This is how Kali Yuga has entered. Hare Krishna.